Wukong is one of the most underplayed jungles in the game because he just has amazing base stats. He has Shyvana's passive. He has their exact passive pretty much. You get the same stats out of it. And then you have a 4.8 AD ratio on the ultimate. That's the highest AD ratio in the entire game. And it's AoE. It's AoE on top of that. So, and then you also have Armor Shred. I don't know. I just love the monkey.
You have attack speed steroid off your E.
Yep.
I mean, and your ultimate.
And you can also do a lot of really skilly ganks with his W.
Actually, their tournament hopes here. They're going to be on the blue side. We have OceloteWorld on the red side. Remember, OceloteWorld, if they win this game, they will advance into the semifinals to play against Pain Gaming a little bit later on today.
You know, I've actually never seen the Yasuo Jax top lane matchup. I'm not quite sure how that goes. I could see it being pretty even, though, at least for the first 6 levels. But of course, Gragas pressures Orianna pretty hard once you hit your ultimate. And even at level 2, you can all in with a body slam. And then, of course, you can have Wukong ultimate that's going to be potentially ganking off of that. So bottom and mid are going to see a lot of fights.
All right, well, I really want to see this game kick off. I feel like this is one of those games that it gets really explosive really quickly.
Yeah.
With just the whole comp that both teams have.
Yeah, I mean, I could see this just snowballing either way for either team. They just have these great team fights. Yeah, this should just be one explosive dragon fight, and it's just going to completely turn the tides of the game, probably.
And Fierce Gaming, we're finally seeing an invade here out of this team, or out of any team pretty much throughout the entire weekend so far, and it's going towards the blue buff. They wanted to deny this away from Wukong, and I'm assuming since you're such a big fan of Wukong, you know how he works in the jungle, but I'm assuming not that blue intense.
I mean, it's nice to have blue, but I don't really think they care. And they have Ezreal that's going to be sitting there watching that. Unless he gets caught watching the blue, Wukong could probably just go for their blue. And that's one of the reasons also why people stopped invading on top of that, because all the junglers became smart and like, oh, you took my blue, I'll take your blue. You took my red, I'll take your red. And they always just ended up in a trading situation. But they might catch Gragas here.
Oh, also the nice ward. Oh, wow. A nice ward over the wall, and he takes the body slam level 1 to escape from that thresh hook. Is that going to affect him in lane too much?
I mean, I think he'll be fine. He might have a little bit of farming troubles and get pressured in, but that's his case even if you have any of the other abilities on Gragas.
All right, well, right now we're going to see Morden start at his red buff here. We're going to have Nim start over at his red buff as well. And let's talk about the lanes away. You said top lane, you don't really see a Yasuo Jax combo, so we can skip over that one. We talked a little bit about Orianna and Gragas, how level 2 you can probably all in Orianna. At level 6 it becomes really dangerous for an Orianna. Is there anything else you can tell us about this lane? Because
I'm really surprised. The Orianna actually took her shield level 1.
And wow, we actually saw a counter evade coming out of OceloteWorld. They get 1984 very low on life. Actually over the flash to go for the ignite. Dio's getting taken very low by the turret, but he does escape and they get the first blood. But here comes in from the side. He does have the red buff. He does get the ignite. And he's going to be able to pick up this kill. K-Dow will go down, but it will allow the rest of his team, well, at least Dio, to escape.
That's so much early aggression. I think it's a really big, just because he took that one summoner.
And wow, right now, because Morden did spot Nim towards the bottom side of the map, he's going for an invade here. He's going to take away this blue buff, and this can be huge. Yeah,
I like Morden's play on this. I mean, taking Lee Sin's blue is not like, oh, I'm going to have a little bit less energy regen. It's not that bad, but of course, he's going to get a little bit of level advantage off of that, assuming he does get it.
Well, he's going for it here. He does have Smite available. He's going to be able to lock this one up, and you can see, ooh, that was close. Nim, it's just a little bit too late there, and it's unfortunate because he could have maybe gone for the counter jungler on his side if he wanted to, but he did head up towards that, and that does give Morden that nice advantage. And the thing is, earlier hits level 6, more dangerous this is going to get.
Yeah, you might see a gank on mid. Asa might actually body slam flash into Orianna, but I mean, she seems to know he's there, so nothing's going to happen on that.
And let's take a look at this top lane, because we're both not really too familiar with how this lane works out between these two champions. And JY right now looks like he's just shoving the lane. He does have a little bit of a CS advantage, but obviously that will be changed up here when Accelerate is able to get the CS.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised that he's just pushing him in like this. I guess Yasuo has a lot of poke with his Q, so I'm assuming Jax just wants to farm under the turret until he's 6, because Jax is not the strongest champion until he's level 6, so I think he just wants to get those levels and happily farm under the turret right now.
And what's your thoughts on the items that he actually went for? Because he has a Doran's shield compared to the Doran's blade of JWoww.
I think that's definitely the way to go. I mean, Yasuo does a lot of auto attack damage, and assuming you do take a bad trade, it'll be good for you.
Oh, and the Q lands from Nim. He does get the slow with the red buff, but JWoww, he has his flash available. Looks like he's actually going to be forced to use it here as he does get ignited. He does get the knock up. He's actually not going to use it, not even going to commit that. And look at the damage he did turning this around.
You know, that's actually a huge miscommunication error. On that part, because Jax had just used his stun proc on while he was farming into the turret.
Yeah, really unfortunate, but now Dio getting caught a little bit there. We see the aggression coming out of Fierce Gaming. They didn't look too strong in that last game with their AD carry support, but they're doing a lot better this time here, though they're behind a little bit in CS, but you can see, I mean, they're just shoving OceloteWorld out of this bottom lane, and you kind of expected that, though, until we see Leona hit 6.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Thresh just has a little bit too much control over that lane. It's a ranged champion against a melee, and Leona, even if she does hit her E, you can flay her mid-air, and it will stop her from doing anything. And you can just disengage off of that and poke her down. Which is, I'm going to go and assume that's what happens as Leona's so chunked here.
Right now, we do see Nim heading down towards the bottom side. He's not going to be spotted in that tri-bush. He knows Hadolf doesn't have flash as well as D-Ink, but all it takes is one hook. Tomax is going to be going in here. If he gets this hook, it's going to be very dangerous. He's going to go for Hadolf. Doesn't land as Hadolf does Arcane Shift away from it, so...
I think that was a mistake to go for the Ezreal. I mean, of course he's going to Arcane Shift away. You want to go for the sitting duck, the Leona that doesn't have flash. Like, remember, you took her flash in the early part of the game. You want to go for that sitting duck and get that clean kill that you can get.
I think there's only one man that's able to do that, or is allowed to, and that's Mad Life against an Ezreal.
Yeah, Mad Life, like, all right, hook the guy top lane from bottom. All right, good job.
That's easy. Give me something harder.
Lantern me in.
Oh, man, but...
I was just picturing somebody flying from bot lane with a lantern all the way up the top.
That'd be awesome. I'm sure there's some way to make that happen, but you see the damage on Hadolf taken right there. Might even be somewhat of a bait here. As Morden going to be sitting inside that bush. He's not going to be spotted by Ward here, and all it takes is that one engage, though Hadolf does have his barrier up. The juice engage happened. The play coming in perfectly right there, but they're able to commit to this. Morden chasing him down, doesn't have red buff. It looks like Tomax is going to be able to escape off of this.
Yeah, really so weird to see the pre-6 Wukong gank, and on top of that, he mechanically failed. If you go in with Wukong like that, you want to auto-Q since it's an attack reset, and he could have got off a lot of extra damage on that, and he still had his flash up, so I guarantee if Wukong mechanically played that gank better, he would have had the kill.
Maybe it just kind of shows a little bit of a lack of playing Wukong out of Morden, or maybe nerves. I don't know what it is, but you definitely do know Wukong if you've played him quite a bit. You're such a big fan of him. But in the meantime, we do see Ocelot doing a fairly good job mid lane. He's actually keeping up dead even in CS currently. He's a little bit behind just because of that wave being there, but he's having no troubles.
Yeah, that's just the Gragas-Orianna matchup. Once you get a couple levels, especially once you hit level 6, you just pressure that Orianna because you can instantly kill her in one combo if she's out of position. And if the jungler decides to show up too, you're like dead to rights.
And right now, Morden, he's still just jungling away. He's only level 5 right now, and he does have a little advantage over Nim, who will be getting a little bit of CS off of mid lane here, as well as some experience. Top lane, though, I still want to keep an eye on that because JWoww, he's hit level 6, as well as Accelerator, who's actually going in for him. The Windmail, not really going to do anything right there, and you can see the damage that Accelerator is able to put down. And he was the kind of the saving grace, I want to say, for Furious Gaming, as he was able to get the first one on JWoww in game number 1. Yeah, the lane's going about as they expected to go. Looked like Jax was a little bit pressured in the early game. But now that he hit level 6 and he's going to go and buy, I'm pretty sure he'll be able to scrap it out with him. He does have 800 gold to spend. Let's see what he picks up here. Maybe some boots.
Probably a Vamp Scepter, maybe?
No, Vamp Scepter.
There you go.
You just spot on. You know exactly what they're going to buy here. But now, right now, Morden going for a red buff. Going to be hitting level 6 momentarily. There it is.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious where he's going to go for the gank on. You have to remember, Sivir only has cleanse, so if they link up some good CC on that, instantly kill him. Same thing with Orianna. If Gragas knocks that Orianna back in, she's dead.
There's also the other way around that too. If he gets the knock up first, and also can't possibly miss that barrel, but
I think he got spotted by that minion running around. Some of the weirdest minion pathing ever.
It's like that one minion in the Reddit video that you saw. It actually chased someone around the entire map, but right now he's not able to commit anything off that just yet. He's going to be spotted by that ward right there, and he's going to head up towards this top
side. I don't think he got spotted by that.
Oh,
if you hug that edge, you actually don't get spotted by that ward, but that ward's definitely going to spot him.
Yeah, that was definitely going to make it happen. He's heading up towards the top side. Accelerator already very low in life. Unfortunately not going to land right there, but blue buff wants to take this away yet again, keep Orianna behind right now, or at least keep that blue buff away from her. And he's going to be able to at least stall him. And with Ocelot coming from the side, they're looking for a fight. Yeah, it looks like Orianna's going to be a little bit ahead of him on that. But you have to look, Jax is so pressured in top that Yasuo can just come down. And Jax isn't going to be able to do anything about this. It'll be a 3v2. And Jax isn't even healthy either for that trade that we just saw happen from top side. But right now, looks like we're going to see the smite steal actually going to be taken away. Nim does get the one, but he gets knocked up for his troubles. The ultimate out of Gragas, unfortunately, doesn't land because of the flash, but he gets the kill either way. He gets the blue buff. And now, Morin's head towards his top side. He's looking for a kill on the Jax. He got that smite, but at what cost? I mean, they just delivered the blue buff right back to him. I mean, his best blue buff transfer in A. But we're in Brazil. Yo, we're saying NA, right? Well, right now, the bottom lane has gotten a little less wonky, a little less action happening. It's just to say that they start to battle it out right here. But CS, Hadolf still has a nice lead, about 10 CS currently. And is the lane going to start to snowball here? Because did you see those thresh mechanics right there? He pulled that minion in so that Sivir could last hit it. He planned that. This guy's an amazing Thresh player. You heard it here first. Saying call him best Thresh player BR. Yeah. But right now, I mean, it's just kind of, let's just keep farming. I'm not really going for any kills. Dude is level 6. Hadolf is only level 5 though because he was forced to back away. Yeah, but actually Sivir lane, Sivir's going to hit level 6 before the Ezreal. And they also have that pretty big wave piling in. And on top of the Ezreal's a little bit chunked. So could be pretty dangerous for either side. Right now we do see Morden going to be taking his own blue buff here. Unfortunately, didn't have that when he used his ultimate last time, so he's not going to have that reduced cooldown on that ultimate. But 40 seconds left, not that much. He does have flash available. He is spotted by that ward. And it looks like Nim is here to kind of counter gank this, but that just gave it away.
Really early Sivir ult. I'm not quite sure what she was going at with that. I didn't know if they were going to try to run into them and fight a fight since Lee Sin was right behind them with the boots of mobility. It's kind of really weird use of the Sivir ult. I don't know. Playing a little bit scared.
Yeah, I mean, I think they realize like what's on the line here. If they do lose this map, they will be knocked out in the quarterfinals, and they're the last Latin American team here that at least qualified through the Latin American qualifiers. So they want to at least have some sort of pride for their area. And fortunately for them, it's not really in their favor. But right now, it's only 1,000 gold difference, so it's not like it's impossible for them to do this. I mean, you're expecting a lot of dragon fights to break out here. Are we going to see what's happening anytime soon?
Yeah, but the situation in the bot lane is so back and forth. I don't think either team is in a position unless they get this gank off of this Wukong.
He does have flash. He does have that.
At least he's sitting in that brush too. He's waiting to counter gank this. He's gonna get spotted by that ward.
All right, so actually we're gonna see them go for the engage here. Wukong comes from the side. They do get it nicely. Ultimate paired in with the Ezra ulti. Here comes Wukong. He does get slowed though. He's forced to flash into there, but we see a nice flash coming out of Severi. Now Tomax, he's in trouble here with that base damage off that ultimate, getting very low on health, but he's gonna be able to escape here. And unfortunately, not going to be able to turn that around, but a great escape, a great flash out of 1984, but that might have just opened up Dragon.
Yeah, that was a really good threshold. It managed to get the Wukong slowed for just enough time where the Sivir would get out. But yeah, they probably will get Dragon off this. If you look, Orianna just went back to base. Gragas has all the control in that lane, so pretty much free Dragon right here.
Speaking of control, look at the CS lead that he's been able to build up too. 94 to 72. That's really starting to get out of hand in middle lane. And in the meantime, top lane, we see a little bit of fighting happening here, but he's fared decently well, but one downside is he doesn't have unlimited mana, basically like JWoww does.
Yeah, I think that's kind of nice. And also you have that passive that gives you the shield for trading. So I think once he gets that static shiv, it might be a little bit rough on Jax. But under the same notion, if he goes Blade of the Ruined King, or even Asura Gunblade, or some type of sustain item, I think he'll be fine. Well, and I'm really surprised that the Orianna is so far behind on CS when there's been not really that much jungle pressure. Like all the jungle pressure, they spotted him on the ward. He hasn't really been ganked that much. And the Gragas Orianna matchup is really just dependent on the jungler pressuring the lane.
And JWoww, nice use to Woodward there, blocks the Q out of Nim, though I don't think it actually would have landed either way. But his thing is every time Nim has come towards his top side to go for a gank out of JWoww, the first time they both got low and they were forced to back away and JWoww was fine on health. This time just stops the gank with just his wind wall. Didn't even have a ward down spot coming in, and he's committing so much time out of Nim towards his top side to help out Accelerator that he's just unable to gank other lanes currently.
Yeah, it was a really nice use of the wind wall, and he seems pretty confident on that champion. I really like that. I mean, he just doesn't care. He doesn't have a ward. He's just going to still play right up into them. And Wukong's going to be coming up here. He has his ult just coming up. He hasn't been back to buy in a long time, though. He doesn't have his Elder Lizard yet, but I'm pretty sure they'd win this 2v2.
Especially with that knockup, Yasuo should be able to go to town here. He does have that Zeal still done. So he also actually going for a little bit of counter dribbling here as well. Noticing that Lee Sin was top lane, he's like, all right, free raids for me. Might as well pick those up. And he's actually doing some damage onto Orianna here. He does have his ultimate available. He does get the Ignite down and the auto attacks, but it forces the barrier and the flash. Also, will he commit to this? No, he's going to back away.
Oh,
he doesn't have too much mana left.
Yeah, I think if he had a little bit more mana, he would have probably went for that.
In the meantime, you're actually seeing also, well, they were heading down from the top side here for some reason. It looks like blue buff is really what they want to see happen.
Oh yeah, they actually fought down a bot lane and Leona blew her ultimate, so he ended up whipping it, but it was at the cost of Sivir and Thresh's flash.
That's not a bad trade either way. That ultimate's not even on a long cooldown, and you're seeing them still trying to be aggressive here. Seeing Hado, he actually went for a Sheen. So going straight into that Triforce as we do see them go straight on the 1984, but a nice use of that spell shield does block the stun, and the hook does land on the Hado. They're going to commit to this. His Thresh ultimately comes down, but 1984, he just can't get close enough. He's just already so low on life, and they just turn straight on the Tomix. But now they're just falling so low. Also, has to be careful here, but potentially looking for a kill.
The Leona's just so beefy, it provides so much feeling.
That is a slow. That is Wukong coming in. That is not going to have to save his life. They pick up the kill right there, so that's 2 quick kills coming in. In the meantime, Nim heading down, does pick up 1 kill, but not actually his AD carry died, unfortunately, in the meantime. But now Dude, he's stuck here.
He's going to be running right into him.
Oh, he does get taken down, but at what cost is Nim? Actually tries to flash over the Dragon Wall, but it's taken down. And that was a 2 for 3 trade right there.
I've only seen that
4 trade, sorry, for OceloteWorld.
I've only seen that Lee Sin flash 2 times in this game, and both have been straight into the wall.
Maybe it's his style, maybe it's him saying he's not afraid.
He's playing mind games with him, man. He's like, they'll just flash over the wall, and I'll be still chilling here on the other side. Idiots.
All right, now JWoww with Accelerator actually having pretty big gold lead building up for OceloteWorld, only 14.5 minutes in. It's almost at that 5K mark.
Yeah, that Yasuo at the top, he's so ahead on C. I'm still not entirely sure if he's supposed to win that match, but this Jax has red buff.
The ultimate combo, that is the deck accelerator, and that is red buff going over to JWoww on top of it. Fantastic for them, fantastic communication as well. And now Orianna, he said trying to go for blue buff here. We do have more to come from the side, but you can see, look how scared they are to actually contest this.
It's a 3v2, their Jax is dead. Even though they don't have their ultimates up, I don't think they want to take this fight. And Orianna's ult's still down, Lee Sin's ult is still down as well.
Oh, he gets it with the smite! Last second, fantastic job able to turn that one around at least, but unfortunately for them still, Orianna has not had a blue buff this entire game.
Yeah, I think putting the blue buff on the Lee Sin and just denying it from the Orianna is just as good as taking it yourself.
All right, now we see the bottom lane of OceloteWorld. They've dead even in CS right now, though we have the Triforce done for Haydal here, and they're actually starting to push up a little bit because of the rest of the pressure coming in around this map. And Morden, he wants to take away the red buff as well. He wants to deny everything he possibly can. And
I gotta
the thing
say,
is, he's actually behind in levels compared to them.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm actually really impressed with Ocelot this game. He just came from top lane, he just came from their blue buff. He's been all over the map.
Well, he did just miss a kill down on towards the bottom side of the map. Haydal was able to pick up that kill under turret, it looks like, and they're even going to push in towards these double golds. I mean, right now, OceloteWorld have full control of this bottom half of the jungle.
Yeah, looks like a pretty different Ocelot. He's just completely controlling his lane. He's roaming everywhere on the map. He has the game in his hands. He's just doing whatever he wants to do. And all Wukong has to do is back him up, and they're just insta-pop anybody who decides to contest.
And with being such a huge fan, actually we do see right now Morden getting engaged upon right there over towards the raid camp. And he's going to be able to escape here, but not without the cost of his ultimate being used.
Yeah, that's both Wukong and Gragas ultimate. They don't really have that long of cooldowns, and of course they have CDR for the jungle item, so that's not that bad of a trade, and at least he makes it out with his life. They already have almost they have a 5,000 gold lead, almost 6,000 at 16 minutes in the game. This is not looking good for Furious Gaming. OceloteWorld has such a good team fight comp, and once it comes to this next dragon, if Furious Gaming decides to contest it, it's going to be ugly for them.
And look at that damage. Oh no, the Warden doesn't get over the wall, and that's going to cost Accelerator his life, or at least his flash, and he does go down. And we're seeing flashes into walls, wards into walls. It's just not working out well.
Yeah, it looks like Furious Gaming is a little bit flustered, and they're just getting outclassed in the lanes right now.
I mean, if you look across the board, speaking of that, I mean, top lane, 170 to 115 CS, mid lane, 153 to 120. The only lane that's really keeping up is this bottom lane, but Haydal has those 4 kills under his belt.
Yeah, I don't know. The Ezreal already has his Triforce. He has his Vamp Scepter. They're going to probably pick up this next dragon. I don't see any way they're going to contest it. Even though Wukong doesn't have the ultimate, nobody's really in position to do anything about it. The Lee Sin's down there, but I don't know. I don't really think that they could win a straight out fight against them.
The thing is, JWoww is just constantly pushing his top, but it's pulling multiple members of Fierce Gaming up towards that top side. You see the bottom lane, a fight already breaking out here. XA4 getting very low. He actually flashed out the Ezreal ulti, gets saved by Nim towards the backside, but here comes Warden from the side. Tomex, I'm not sure if he's able to escape this. They do land the Q onto him. Here comes Austin, the ulti going to come out. It's not going to get the kill, but it will knock Lee Sin away, and it will basically guarantee them this dragon.
Scumbag Ocelot trying to chaos the kill from the monk. Kill 6 even a legend. It's in the tutorial.
Oh, wow, that's very true. And right now, Dragon, second one of the game, going over to OceloteWorld. They have an 8,000 gold lead almost right now. It's just slipping further and further into their own hands, and I'm not really sure. I'm not sure if you can think of anything either where Fierce can kind of get back into this. I would imagine farming a lot would probably be the best or the first thing.
I don't think that's happening. Every time they walk in the lane to try to do anything, they just get butchered. Like, look, the Jackson's just like, oh, I'm going to hide in this brush and hope you go away. Please don't hurt me anymore, Batman.
Well, unfortunately, he doesn't go away right there. In the meantime, we're having Ocelot push out middle. Does have that blue buff available. Athenes and Holy Grail sitting on 800 gold. Does have a Nuclear Rod as well on top of that. So he's basically a full half an item ahead of his opponent right now. He's actually getting ganked in middle, but he actually does dodge out on that Sonic Wave. Morden is off to the side to make something happen as well. And we could see Orianna getting dove on here.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to walk up to that. That's pretty scary. Wukong, Yasuo, and Gragas sitting in front of you.
And you know, you were talking about how you're a big fan. Oh, actually, meantime, we see bottom lane, another fight breaking out here. And XA4 able to dodge his ulti yet again here, forcing the flash at a dude. But at what cost, really? Because now it's a 4-on-2, at least a 3-on-3 now. Because we have Warden coming down from the top side. He's looking for that initiate here. Dio doesn't have ulti available, might have Zenith Blade in just a second. They're not going to go for the fight here. In the meantime, also on the backside, just harassing around Orianna here, and you can see they're kind of stuck here. They have to make a move. You have, you know, Accelerate towards the top side pushing up, but we see the bomb turret go down. We see Nim getting pushed in a little bit too far. Here comes also, you see that perfect position for the ultimate with the help of Morden. Luis actually go for it. He does use it, spreads them completely apart as Yasuo comes in. They pick up one. They stop the Orianna ultimate from coming in because they killed him off quick enough. They picked up 2, 3, now 4. Accelerator in the meantime is just pushing that top lane, looking for a turret, but losing a turret, losing 4 men, losing potentially another turret on top, but it's not a good trade.
And that's the combo I've been waiting all game to see. They had the Wukong ult, Gragas knock up, Yasuo just came in and just cleaned everybody up. A really nice play.
The thing is, he has a BF sword. He's basically close to his Infinity Edge if he wants to pick that up next. Like, he is at the point where he's so damn tanky that Furious Gaming doesn't really have an answer to it. I mean, maybe a Thresh Hook would help stop him from doing anything in the middle of fights, but how are you going to land that with the Lucas? And
yeah,
that's just about it. I mean, you have
so
a
many people flying at you. I don't think there's going to be anything going on here with that. They just have too much of a lead, and OceloteWorld basically would just have to get aced at Baron and then lose Baron. That's the only way I could see Furious Gaming come back into this game.
And those boost mobility almost made it so Morning could actually catch up to Accelerator right there, but in fact, just going to back away. If you're a big fan of Wukong in the jungle, is this the typical item build you see out of him, or is this something you'd like to see?
I mean, the boots are all situational, really by choice. I don't particularly like the boots of mobility, but they don't have that much CC, so I'm fine with it. Usually want to get like Mertred, so. And of course, he's going to just turn that giant spell into a Randuin's, and he's going to be the tankiest thing ever. And then he'll eventually finish that Black Cleaver, if the game even gets to that point. It'll just armor share for the Yasuo and the Ezreal.
Funny enough, look what Dio's picked up. He's got the shield, but it didn't come in until like not that long ago. He actually didn't start in the lane with that, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
It's kind of weird that he would go straight for that Doran. Like, I don't think you really have to start Doran's shield on Leona. I think you can get away with going to Targans.
Look at the damage that JWoww does. We actually Accelerator flashing out of that Wukong ultimate. He does get that ultimate available right now, but he's going to actually lose the turn in the meantime, and he's going to be able to still get some CS here. But on all fronts, OceloteWorld is just controlling the game.
One last turret on the outside of their base. That's all they're going to hold on to. So they pretty much have really heavy control around Baron now. I think what OceloteWorld needs to do right now is they just need to, they have really good vision around Baron. They can deny all that, and they just need to contest that.
And they use the pull on Austin here with the red buff. The ultimate coming out completely spreads them apart. Now Telmex might get in trouble here as Morden is trying to chase him down, but said he does just back away, going to keep this advantage that they've been able to build up here. And not to mention JWoww's not really in the vicinity to help out with this one, but it is a little bait right there, but they still lose that pink ward for it.
Yeah, but now they don't have Threshold. I don't think that they're too scared about getting engaged on anymore. I mean, that's one of their main forms of lockdown is that Thresh ultimate. So also they're really far behind. Even if they hit that Threshold you saw, they didn't have enough damage and people in position to even kill that Gragas.
And not to mention, Oslo was able to pick up that Death Cap now. His damage is going through the roof. Zahado going with that Blade of the Rune King now. And finishes Blade of the Rune King and gone to a Phage as well. So he's going for that Triforce next, but I feel like he's not tanky enough to deal with the team of OceloteWorld with just that Blade of the Rune King.
I honestly feel like if it was the right fight, the Gragas and the Yasuo could 2v5 their team.
Well, we're going to see that Orianna completely disappear. Maybe a couple of ultimates used there that weren't really necessary. They do pick that one up. Wukong does have his ultimate available. Yasuo is going to be up momentarily here, and they're going to continue barreling down on this inhibitor turret. I'm not sure if Furious Gaming can hold on to this.
Yeah, that Orianna died almost instantly, and that's the beauty of that Gragas combo plus the Yasuo. You can engage from so far away, and you have such a huge power spike of damage. I don't think they're going to be able to defend this without their Orianna. That's their main form of wave clear. Sivir has pretty low range, even though you can clear with the Boomerang Blade. But I think they're just going to walk right up in there and just take this.
And not to mention, also has a blue buff, so his ultimate's going to be on a quick cooldown right now. They're going to start pushing. They're going to get this inhibitor turret. That's going to fall very, very fast. And you see Dio just zone them out completely from this. They're going to get inhibitor off this as well. I mean, they're approaching being 15,000 gold up right now. As Hado does get locked down with the stun. He does get forced away. He's actually still escaping with a little bit of life. Right now, he gets kicked back into his team. He's going to survive this. And you're seeing JWoww. Look at the damage he just did to Severe. The Orion's coming out. JWoww gets very low. He's going to get shut down, but also turns around, picks up the kill, and somehow Hado is still alive. He's still trying to run. He's still trying to escape. His name is trying to chase him down. Will he have the team to back up? Yes, they do back up. Hado stays alive, and now we're seeing Orianna trying to run away. Going to hit the Lantern. Going to escape, but the ultimate going to be used there just cause, you know, why not?
Yeah, I can't believe Hadal lived there. It looked like he was trying his hardest to die there. He actually walked straight up to the Jax, high-fived him, got stunned in the face and died.
Oh, saw barrel rolling or body slam over the wall, picks up the kill. He's now 6-0-6 in this game. Gragas going to come out as the ultimate. It's actually going to get played away from that body slam, but look at the damage just did from the ultimate and that Q. If he landed that body slam, that would have been a dead Thresh.
Yeah, the fat man kind of hurts at this point. He's probably going to go back and pick up most of the parts of his Void Staff. Yeah, he's sitting on right around the money for it, so even if they do decide to get any magic resist at this point, which they don't have the money for it either, he's just going to two-shot you anyways. And you know what's really strange about this? The Ezreal actually went with the Boots of Swiftness instead of the Zerkers. He just wants to have that really high mobility build. He has Blade of the Ruin King that's going to give him Speed Burst and the Triforce, and the Boots of Swiftness. He's just going to be running so fast.
The thing is, it's funny is that was the only fight out of this entire game that he was actually pressured in a team fight sense, where he got dove in the backside. That was his fault for getting caught, I feel like, because he got stunned up and
he didn't even get caught. He just walked straight up at the jack. He's like, what are you gonna do about it? And then of course he got caught by like 8 stuns and somehow made it out. I have no idea how.
Right there. But right now, we see also, I mean, they have control of this game completely. I'm really surprised that they're not trying to finish it anytime soon, or maybe even go for Baron. But we see the Grog Sparrow actually opens up. We're going to see Accelerate drop instantly right there with the combo. And that is just Yasuo Gragas.
Yeah, that's
So he's not
Yasuo
done.
Gragas right there.
Got in that double kill. We see on the backside. Now Oriana getting caught here, trying to take that hate up. He just doesn't have the damage he needs because he's so limited on farm. He's going to get taken down, and this is certainly going to be the end because they have the super minions in the middle. They haven't pushed onto these Nexus turrets. They're going to go for the first one here. They're going to be able to pick this one up. And Lee Sin and Thresh, there's nothing they can do about this.
Yeah, this game looks pretty much over. I don't think Thresh and Lee Sin's gonna be able to defend against all these fed people.
Oh yeah, so he's gonna be kicked back into a turret, but he actually does stay alive. The Weapon also come in. They even get the kill on Tomex. So should tell them that KD doesn't really matter right now. They can just finish this game, but they're gonna lock this one down. They're gonna pick this up, and a clean sweep, a 2-0. OceloteWorld can advance on into semifinals, play against Pain Gaming, and you hear the crowd cheering for them now. I wonder what's gonna happen when you have Pain versus them.
Yeah, it's so funny. The Portuguese casters are telling us that OceloteWorld's team is basically Brazilian to them. It was at least in this particular matchup. So they're a little bit behind them.
And you see that they've got to be happy considering how quickly they